Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Daily English Conversation Class. I'm John, and I'm so excited to be here with you today.
And I'm Olivia. Hi, everyone. We're thrilled to have you joining us for another episode where we break down English grammar in a fun and easy way.
That's right. And before we dive in, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to our channel, Daily English Conversation Class. We post new content regularly to help you master English conversation skills.
Yes, please subscribe. You don't want to miss out on our upcoming lessons. We have so much great content planned for you. Okay, so today we're tackling a topic that confuses a lot of English learners.
Oh, I know exactly what you're going to say. Be, been, and being, right?
Exactly. These three little words cause so much confusion, but they're actually not that complicated once you understand how they work.
You know, I remember when I was teaching English in Seoul, I had a student who would always say things like, I am been to the store, or she is being there yesterday.
Oh no, that's a classic mix-up. But honestly, I totally understand why learners get confused. These are all forms of the same verb, but they're used in completely different situations.
Right, so let's break this down step by step. Should we start with be?
Perfect place to start. So be is what we call the base form, or the infinitive form of the verb. It's the most basic version.
Think of it as the root of everything. When you look up this verb in the dictionary, you'll find be. It's the foundation.
Exactly. Now, when do we actually use this base form be? Well, we use it after modal verbs like can, could, will, would, should, must, and might.
Let me give you some examples. I will be there at 5 o'clock. Notice how it's will be, not will am or will is.
Great example. Here's another one. She should be more careful when crossing the street. Again, should be.
Or how about they might be late to the party? You always use be after these modal verbs.
Right. We also use be after the word to when we're using it as an infinitive. For example, I want to be a doctor when I grow up.
Or it's important to be honest with your friends. See how it's to be, not to am or to is.
Exactly. Another common use is after certain expressions like have to or going to. For instance, I have to be at work by 9.
Or we're going to be so excited when we see the results. These are super common in everyday conversation.
They really are. Now here's something important to remember. We also use be in imperative sentences, which are commands or strong suggestions.
Oh, like be quiet or be careful.
Perfect examples. You're saying be quiet, not am quiet or is quiet. The base form be is used for commands.
Another one would be patient or be kind to others. These are all imperative sentences.
Great. So that's be covered. Now let's move on to been. This is the past participle form.
Okay, so past participle. That sounds technical, but it's actually pretty straightforward once you get the hang of it.
It is. The main thing to know is that been is used with perfect tenses. These are tenses that talk about actions that have some connection to another time period.
Right. The most common one is the present perfect tense. We form it with have or has plus been.
Exactly. For example, I have been to Paris 3 times. This tells us about your past experiences that are relevant to the present.
Or she has been sick for 2 weeks. This started in the past and continues up to now.
Great example. The present perfect with been is so useful for talking about life experiences. Like, have you ever been to Japan?
Or they've been friends since childhood. It emphasizes the connection from the past to the present.
Exactly. Now, we also use been with the past perfect tense, which is had been.
This one talks about something that happened before another past action. For example, I had been waiting for an hour when she finally arrived.
That's perfect. The waiting happened first and then she arrived. Both are in the past, but one happened before the other.
Another example would be, they had been living in Tokyo for 5 years before they moved to Osaka. The living in Tokyo was completed before the move.
Great. And we can't forget the future perfect, which is will have been.
Oh, yes. This is for talking about something that will be completed before a specific time in the future. For instance, by next month, I will have been working here for 10 years.
Or she will have been studying English for 5 years by the time she graduates. It's about a future completion point.
Now, here's where it gets interesting. We also use been in passive voice constructions.
Right, like the letter has been sent, or the house had been sold before we could make an offer.
These are passive because the focus is on the action being done to something, not who did it.
Exactly. One more important use of been. We use it with have been or has been for the present perfect continuous tense, when we're talking about states or conditions, not actions.
Can you give an example?
Sure. He has been happy since he got the new job. or they have been busy all week.
Ah, I see. So been is really versatile. It shows up in so many different tenses.
It does. Now let's tackle being. This is the present participle or gerund form.
Okay, and this is where a lot of students really start to struggle. When do we use being?
Well, first, we use being in continuous or progressive tenses with the verb be itself. We form it with am being, is being, or are being.
Right, like stop being silly, or why are you being so quiet today?
Exactly. These describe temporary behaviors or states. You're being difficult means you're acting difficult right now, not that you're always a difficult person.
That's an important distinction. You are difficult is permanent, but you are being difficult is temporary.
Yes. Here's another example. The children are being very good today. It's about their current behavior.
Or he's being really helpful lately. Again, it's a temporary state or current behavior.
Perfect. Now we also use being in the passive voice with continuous tenses.
Oh, like the house is being painted right now.
Exactly. Or the documents were being reviewed when I left the office. The action was in progress at that specific time.
Another example would be the new policy is being implemented as we speak.
Great. Now, being is also used as a gerund, which means it acts like a noun.
Right, so we can use it as the subject of a sentence. For example, being honest is important in any relationship.
Or being late is considered rude in many cultures. See how being starts the sentence and acts as the subject?
We can also use it after prepositions, like she apologized for being late.
Or he's interested in being a teacher. The prepositions for and in are followed by the gerund being.
Here's another common use. I'm tired of being ignored, or they're excited about being chosen for the team.
Excellent examples. Now, let me give you a tricky one that students often mess up. We use being after certain verbs that take gerunds.
Oh, like enjoy, avoid, consider, mind, and suggest?
Exactly. For example, I enjoy being around positive people.
Or she avoids being in crowded places. You can't say she avoids be or she avoids been.
Right, it has to be being. Another one would be, have you considered being a volunteer?
Or would you mind being a little quieter? These are all super common in everyday English.
They are. Now, let's do a quick comparison exercise to really cement these differences. I'll give a sentence and let's analyze which form we need.
Great idea. Go ahead.
Okay, fill in the blank. I want to a better person.
That would be be because it comes after to. I want to be a better person.
Correct. Next one. She has been waiting for 2 hours.
That's been because we have the present perfect continuous with has. She has been waiting for 2 hours.
Perfect. How about this one? Stop blank so negative.
That's being. Stop being so negative. It's a command about current behavior.
Excellent. You're really getting this. Let's try another. They will blank here tomorrow.
Easy. That's be because it follows the modal verb will. They will be here tomorrow.
Great. Here's a trickier one. The car is blank repaired at the moment.
Ooh, that's being for the passive continuous. The car is being repaired at the moment.
Perfect. Last one. I had blank thinking about this problem all day.
That's been for the past perfect continuous. I had been thinking about this problem all day.
You nailed it. See, it's not so confusing when you break it down like this.
Absolutely. Now, let's talk about some common mistakes that learners make with these forms.
Oh, yes, this is so important. The first big mistake is using been with simple past tense.
Right, like saying, I been there yesterday. That's wrong.
Exactly. It should be I was there yesterday because it's simple past, not perfect tense.
Or students might say, she been happy last week. Wrong. It should be she was happy last week.
Another common mistake is using be instead of been in perfect tenses.
Like, I have be to London. Nope. It needs to be I have been to London.
Or they had be waiting for hours. Wrong. It's they had been waiting for hours.
What about mixing up being and been?
Oh, that's a big one. Students might say, I have being sick instead of I have been sick.
Or she is been there instead of she has been there, or she is being there, depending on the intended meaning.
Exactly. Another mistake is forgetting to use being in the passive continuous.
Like saying the project is completed when they mean the project is being completed.
Right. Those have very different meanings. Is completed means it's done, but is being completed means it's in progress.
What about using be after modal verbs? Do students mess that up?
All the time. They might say, she should been more careful, instead of she should be more careful.
Or I can been there at 6 instead of I can be there at 6.
Exactly. The rule is simple. After modal verbs, always use the base form be, never been or being.
Unless you're using a perfect modal, right? Like should have been.
Great point. Yes, we can say she should have been more careful with have been, but that's different from just using the modal alone.
So should be for present or future and should have been for past situations.
Exactly. Now, let's give our listeners some practice sentences they can try to test themselves with.
Great idea. Listeners, pause the podcast and try to fill in these blanks with be, been, or being.
Ready? Here's the first one. I'm tired of blank treated like a child.
The next one, where have you blank?
Number 3, it's important to blank yourself.
Number 4, the museum is blank renovated this month.
And number 5, you blank must be joking.
Okay, let's go through the answers. Number 1, I'm tired of being treated like a child. We use being after the preposition of.
Number 2, where have you been? We use been with the present perfect, have.
Number 3, it's important to be yourself. We use be after to.
Number 4, the museum is being renovated this month. We use being for the passive continuous.
And number 5, you must be joking. We use be after the modal verb must.
How did you do, listeners? If you got all 5 correct, you're really mastering this concept.
And if you didn't get them all correct, that's totally okay. This takes practice. The more you use these forms in real conversation, the more natural they'll become.
Absolutely. Remember, don't be too hard on yourself. Even native speakers sometimes pause to think about which form to use, especially in complex sentences.
That's so true. Now, before we wrap up, let's give some final tips for remembering when to use each form.
Good idea. For be, remember modals, infinitives, and imperatives. Can be, to be quiet.
For been, think perfect tenses and passive voice. Have been, had been, has been.
And for being, remember continuous actions, passive continuous, and gerunds. Am being, is being, enjoy being.
Those little memory tricks can really help when you're speaking and you need to choose quickly.
They really do. Another tip is to pay attention when you're watching English TV shows or movies. Notice how native speakers use these forms naturally.
Yes, and try to practice by making your own sentences every day. Use all 3 forms in different contexts.
You could even keep a journal where you deliberately practice using these forms. Write about your day using present perfect. I have been busy. Write about your feelings using continuous. I am being more positive.
That's excellent practice. The key is to use them actively, not just passively understand them.
Absolutely. And don't forget, if you want more lessons like this, make sure to subscribe to Daily English Conversation Class.
Yes, please subscribe. We release new content regularly covering all aspects of English conversation and grammar. You'll get tips, practice exercises, and real-life examples to help you improve your English.
We also love hearing from our listeners. If you have questions about today's topic or suggestions for future episodes, leave us a comment.
Your feedback helps us create content that's truly useful for you. So please subscribe, like, and share this podcast with anyone who's learning English.
All right, let's do a final recap before we go. Be is the base form used with modals, infinitives, and imperatives.
Been is the past participle used in perfect tenses and passive constructions.
And being is the present participle or gerund used in continuous tenses, passive continuous, and as a noun.
Once you understand these basic rules, everything else falls into place.
It really does. But wait, before we wrap up, let's talk about some advanced uses that might come up in everyday conversation.
Oh, good idea. What about phrasal expressions with these forms?
Exactly. There are some really common idiomatic expressions that use be, been, and being. For example, be about to means something is going to happen very soon.
Right, like I'm about to leave or she's about to start her presentation. It indicates immediate future.
Another one is be supposed to, which talks about expectations or obligations. I'm supposed to be at the meeting at 3.
Or you're supposed to call your mother today. It's something that should happen or is expected.
What about been there, done that? That's a super casual expression.
Oh yes, it means you've already experienced something. Like if someone suggests going to a certain restaurant and you say, been there, done that, you're saying you've already been.
It can also mean you've experienced a similar situation. If someone's complaining about a difficult boss, you might say, been there, done that. I totally understand.
Here's another common one with being. Human being. We use this all the time.
Right. Every human being deserves respect, or she's a wonderful human being. It's just a formal way to say person.
And what about expressions like for the time being?
Great example. That means for now or temporarily. Like, for the time being, I'll stay at this job, but I'm looking for something better.
Or the store is closed for the time being due to renovations.
Exactly. Now, let's talk about some regional differences. In British English, people sometimes use been differently than American English.
Oh, yes. Like, have you been to the shop versus did you go to the shop?
Right. British speakers tend to use present perfect more often than American speakers might use simple past for the same situation.
Both are correct, but Americans might say, did you see that movie? While British speakers say, have you seen that movie?
Exactly. And this affects how often you'll hear been in everyday conversation depending on where you are.
That's a really good point. Now, what about some common collocations with these words?
Collocations, yes. These are word combinations that native speakers use all the time. With be, we have be aware, be careful, be sure, be afraid.
Like be aware of your surroundings or be careful to lock the door.
With been, we have been around, which means someone is experienced. He's been around, he knows what he's doing.
Or been through, like she's been through a lot lately. That means she's experienced difficult things.
And with being, we have well-being, which means health and happiness. Exercise is important for your well-being.
Or being understanding, being cooperative, being productive. These describe behaviors or qualities.
Great examples. Now, let's address one more confusing area, the difference between been to and gone to.
This is such a common mistake. Can you explain the difference?
Sure, have been to means you went somewhere and came back. I have been to Italy means I visited and returned.
But have gone to means someone went and hasn't returned yet. She has gone to Italy means she's still there or still traveling.
Exactly. So if someone asks, where's Tom? You would say, he's gone to the store, meaning he's not here, he's still at the store.
But if someone asks, have you ever visited Paris? You'd say, yes, I've been to Paris twice, meaning you went and came back.
Perfect distinction. This is really important for learners to understand.
Another subtle difference is between I am busy and I am being busy. Can you explain that?
Great question. I am busy is a state. It's a fact about your current situation. I am being busy would suggest you're deliberately acting busy, maybe pretending or making yourself look busy.
So the continuous form am being often implies a deliberate or temporary behavior, not just a state.
Exactly. Like he is rude means that's his personality, but he is being rude means he's acting rude right now, which might not be his normal behavior.
That's such an important nuance. It can completely change the meaning.
It really can. Now, let's give our listeners some advanced practice sentences. These will be a bit more challenging.
Great. Listeners, try to identify what's wrong with these sentences, if anything.
Sentence 1. I have been studying English for 5 years.
Sentence 2. She will been happy to help you.
Sentence 3. Stop to be so stubborn.
Sentence 4. The decision has already been being made.
And sentence 5. I should been more patient yesterday.
Okay, let's go through the corrections. Sentence 1 should be I have been studying English for 5 years. We need been, not being, with the present perfect continuous.
Sentence 2 should be she will be happy to help you. After will, we use the base form be, not been.
Sentence 3 should be stop being so stubborn. We need the gerund being after stop, not the infinitive to be.
Sentence 4 should be the decision has already been made. We don't need being here. It's simple present perfect passive.
And sentence 5 should be I should have been more patient yesterday. We need the perfect modal should have been for past situations.
Excellent. If you got all of those, you're really mastering these forms.
And remember, making mistakes is part of learning. Every time you correct an error, you're building stronger grammar muscles.
So true. Now, one last thing I want to mention is how to self-correct when you're speaking.
Oh, that's really important. Even advanced learners sometimes start a sentence and realize they've used the wrong form.
Exactly. If you catch yourself, just pause and correct. For example, I have been working on this project all week.
Native speakers do this too. It's totally natural to self-correct. It shows you're thinking about your language use.
And the more you practice, the less you'll need to correct yourself because the right forms will become automatic.
That's the goal. Automatic, natural use without having to think about every word.
Before we go, let's remind everyone, subscribe to Daily English Conversation Class.
We have so many more lessons coming up. Yes, we're going to cover all the tricky grammar points, pronunciation tips, vocabulary building, and real conversation practice. You won't want to miss it.
Hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and join our community of English learners from around the world.
We're here to support you on your English learning journey. Every episode is designed to make you more confident and fluent.
Well, that's all we have time for today. Thank you so much for joining us on Daily English Conversation Class.
Keep practicing, stay curious, and remember, you're doing great. Every mistake is just another step towards fluency.
See you in the next episode, and don't forget to subscribe.
Bye, everyone.